for those of you that are new, thanks for tuning in. I know it's been a while since my last upload, but February and March kind of went by really fast, kind of a blur, and not a lot of content and not a lot of time on my end. Although, in today's video, I'm going to discuss a variety of things, such as my reaction to the second dose of the Pfizer shot, as well as some of the other vaccines that are currently available at the time of this recording. I also want to talk about a few of the programs that enabled me as a medical student to get involved with the vaccination effort going on in Illinois. Lastly, I'll touch a little bit on the curriculum, though not much happened on that end. We covered cardio, pulmonary, renal modules, although something a little unique was our OSCE for this specific block, which involved the physical exam technique and specifically heart and lung sounds on a $10,000 dummy. All right, let's get to it. Very quickly, I just want to go over my reaction to the second dose of the Pfizer vaccine. And just to clarify, it's the exact same composition as the first dose, you just receive it a second time. You can think of it as a booster shot, if you will. At least on my end, I didn't have any severe side effects, just your general arm soreness like I did from the first shot, and I might have had chills, but it happened for such a short period of time that I couldn't really classify it as such. Other vaccines that are prominently available at the time of this recording include AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna. Moderna is a 2-dose shot with similar efficacy, about 95%, and similar side effects to Pfizer. Johnson & Johnson, interestingly, is a single-dose vaccine, admitted with lower efficacy, but also less side effects. And with the 1-dose vaccine, there's less issues with loss to follow-up. AstraZeneca is having an interesting time. It's actually banned in a few countries right now. And the issue is that it's giving patients blood clots. And at this time, about 7 patients have died from blood clots after receiving the AstraZeneca vaccine. There have been talks about starting some sort of vaccine passport, which would be very difficult to enforce, but hopefully COVID won't be around long enough for us to need that. At the time of this recording, there are about 50 million Americans that have been vaccinated through a variety of these programs that I mentioned. And worldwide, it's about 650 million. So the efforts are on their way there. But as a medical student, I was fortunately able to help out with the vaccination effort in Illinois. Fortunately, programs were able to recruit medical students and other qualified medical professionals to help with the vaccination effort. I actually ended up going to Westside Chicago, and I'll show you a little bit about what that was like. So we've got a few different syringes here. So each vial can give about 10 doses, and this is just 1 dose here. This is your traditional syringe. These ones are actually retractable. So if you apply extra pressure here, the needle will actually retract into it when you give the injection. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I've been here for about an hour and a half. I think I must have given out 40-ish vaccines. So I think we're on track to make 800 total with all the tables around me by noon. Yeah, this is in Westside Chicago, one of the areas that was hardest hit, and this is a program to really deliver vaccines to that community, when the main hospitals really can't. So this is actually the box that the Moderna vaccine comes in. There are a bunch of vials in here, and each vial can hold about 10 doses. So I just finished my shift with the clinic. It's actually hosted in one of the high schools here on the west side of Chicago. It was a really great initiative. It serves mostly a Spanish-speaking community. Them and the Black community have been hit hardest by COVID, so I just really wanted to get involved in helping in any way I could in person, since med school has been mostly virtual. But now I know how to give vaccines, administer them. I learned a lot of Spanish in these couple of hours than I ever did in high school. And yeah, hopefully this initiative continues. I think it runs for another 8 weeks. If we can get a majority of the hardest hit communities protected against COVID, since it's been pretty devastating for them. There were tons of healthcare workers there, so we had documenters on one side of the station and vaccinators on the other side. It ranged anywhere from nurses, physicians, pharmacists, really anyone who had some sort of qualification to administer the vaccine, because at this point we really need all the help we can get. The US as a country is getting into the phase of administering vaccines, but the process has been pretty slow compared to other model examples. Lastly, in regards to the curriculum, we covered cardio, pulm, and the renal modules in the past 2 months, which was kind of a lot. We went over the different kinds of sounds associated with each, the types of lab tests that you would order and how to interpret them, as well as the various imaging. The most notable thing that happened was our OSCE for the physical exam, in which we got to practice on this device called Harvey, which is a dummy that has a real-life pulse, can replicate breathing patterns, as well as have actual heart sounds if you listen in certain areas, which is pretty cool. We listened on these devices and we're kind of quizzed on, what sound is this, what types of symptoms is it associated with, and what's it most concerning for if you were to diagnose a patient after hearing the sound. So that was pretty cool and really hands-on. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and if you liked what you saw today or learned something new, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to get all the latest updates. Depending on your state and your vaccination status, please remember to wear a mask, and I'll see you in the next one.